All right, everyone, it is 7:00. Let's see, we're gonna say 7:04 sharp. About time to start tonight's River Signal Radio Hour. We are broadcasting, as always, from the bow of the Channel Princess Riverboat. And this Saturday, we are here on Chickamauga Creek in Chattanooga, Tennessee, for the second half of our Chattanooga doubleheader. Last night, we had an incredible show featuring Call Me Spinster, Christian J. Collier, and Colibeja. And tonight, we have another stellar hour of songs and stories, and sometimes some wake to share. For the next hour, we will be here live, offering up everything a river traveler needs to know. The bends and mud banks, hitches and snags, flora and megafauna and megafungus, and every other treasure and peril from there to here and here to there. And let's get things started with Chattanooga musician Teni Rane, who is going to play a song called Sail into the Dark.
Compass, I'm not sure it's pointing north. I think the needle's spinning round and round, muddling up your course, and I don't want to see you sail into the dark. So I'll hold your hand if the water's too high. I don't know what to say next, don't want to say goodbye. I hope I see you around here for a long, long time. For a long, long time. And I never learned to navigate by the lights up in the sky, but if you wanted to, I'd sit right here with you and try, 'cause I don't want to see you sail into the dark. And I've got no right to ask you to stay. I know it's small and it's selfish and not even keeled, but just the same, I still don't want to see you sail into the dark. So I'll hold your hand if the wind is too high. I don't know what to say next, don't want to say goodbye. And I hope I see you around here for a long, long time. For a long, long time.
She named me after the moon. My mother named me after a moon goddess, for she hoped I would at least light my own path, not trip over too much of life's debris, and certainly not trip others. When I told my family what I saw the day the clouds fell down and emptied the sky, soft pillows blanketing 1959 Plymouths and Cadillacs until nothing was left except baby blue above, and everyone dismissed it as fog, my mother never doubted the visions I could see. I was her daughter, child of the moon, who chose not to read messages unless lit by starlight. My mother named me after a moon goddess who was born on a mountain with her twin brother. They say if you are born alone and left-handed, you had a twin, a ghost sibling who got lost. I am left-handed, and I've always known someone was missing. When the clouds fell from the sky on the morning of that summer day, I know my twin would have believed me because he would have been right beside me, peering up into that cloudless baby blue, touching the soft pillows that were like the fog on Lookout Mountain, but too heavy even to hold. My twin and I, looning together. When the yellow moon is round and confident, we still converse, our words starlit. I feel the ghosts, and he sees them. He brings me their stories, and I sing him their songs. He has seen what Martin Luther King dreamed. His soul has already taken that look back and knows how we got over.
Don't hold back. Don't look down. Give me your hand, beautiful girl, and we'll drive around. Just say yes. Just choose me. All that I am, for all that you are, and we're home free. What did you see in the rear view now? Side roads and handholds with the windows all rolled down. Tell me you're glad that it was worth the read. The story we told down a well-traveled road still drives me. Just drive on, follow that star. Don't you worry about me, 'cause I'm gonna be where you are. Down the ribbon of road, isn't it great? They were causing a fuss, they were thinking of us when they paved the interstate. What did you see in the rear view now? Side roads and handholds still can get us home somehow. Tell me you're glad that it was worth the read. The story we told down a well-traveled road still drives me. All these thoughts of you howling at the moon beyond the sea. The splendid way you move, the simple weight of you up against me. Before we go, don't hold back. Don't look down. Give me your hand, beautiful girl.
Thanks so much, Jennifer. And thanks so much, Jeff, for playing tonight, for being here on the boat. You've been playing in Chattanooga for forever, right? Really long time?
Right, so I'm from here, and I've always played. I grew up playing at the River Bend Festival, which was once upon a time was a big festival right on the river, with an amphitheater that backed right against the Tennessee. So.
Yeah. Do you know this person here?
I do know this lovely young woman, Kate Neal.
Yeah? Oh.
She is my daughter.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
She is one of a pair that came out of me.
Yeah. How lucky that you just happened to be on the boat together.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
We love to party together, so.
It's okay. How's it been growing up in such a musical family?
It's been great. There's just like always music going on. I didn't really start writing my own until I was like probably 11.
Okay.
But I've always been musical and like singing and.
You didn't get started until you were 11? Very special.
Yeah.
Great. And you all are going to be playing a little bit later on a brand new song, right? That you just wrote for this show. So such an honor. Well, that's enough talking out of me. I would love to hear a song from Kate. I think Kate's going to play us. I believe it's called. How did you tell us, Kate? Still. And then is it the butterfly song?
Yeah.
Still.
In parentheses.
All right.
I call her both.
Are you still afraid of butterflies? Do you have that sparkle in your eyes? Do you still have to deal with those tragic lies? You always found a bigger cup to fill, had the strongest stubborn will. You're the one I think about. Am I still your daydream or nightmare? I don't mind which one, as long as you still care and find me somewhere. Are you still the kindest one around? Do you wish we stayed in the same town, or are you proud you never settled down? You always found a bigger shoe to fill, only concerned about how to pay the bills. You're the one I think about. Am I still your daydream or nightmare? I don't mind which one, as long as you still care and find me somewhere. Am I still the flowers in your room that you refuse to throw away? Or did you send them to doomsday? Kill them just to get the final say. Still the one you see on people's passing faces. Still the one you're bracing for when walking through the doors of brand new places. Am I still your daydream or nightmare? Oh, am I still? Am I still?
That was Kate Neal playing Still, the Butterfly song, up on the poop deck. Kate, Jennifer, and Jeff, it is such a pleasure having you all on board, and we're really looking forward to hearing that song that you wrote a little bit later on. And now we are going to hear a story by local writer Paul Luikart, who I hear lives right here on this creek, not so far from where we are right now. And right after that, we'll have another song from Teni Rane. Paul?
Trout for dinner. He'd taken the day off to fish, and now the day was driving toward its end. He caught one shy of his limit of trout, and they hung in the water on the stringer with their mouths agape, flipping their tails. The water was cold and clear and chest deep in places, and in those deep places it turned blue-green, and all the rocks on the bottom kept the color of the water. He sat above a roiling chute where the water bowed to the boulders before it sprang past them into a flat pool on the other side. On the opposite bank, the green overhang rippled in the breeze like arms that hung down and moved together in a sluggish dance. Everything moved together out here. Everything was calibrated. Each branch in the wind, each scoop of water, and the constant sound of the water through the rocks, between a thunder and a gurgle, kept everything synchronized. He felt like an interruption. It was a long hike back to the car, and the day was still as hot as it had been at noon, and he allowed himself to gaze at the water a little longer, losing himself in the rush. Hours went past, days, years, barely more than a handful of seconds. And finally he blinked and stood and stepped off the rock into the water up to his hips, and the cold braced him, and everything suddenly appeared in stark relief. The boulders were carved from the air with surgeons' instruments and colored with gray and sandy hues, and nobody in the world had ever seen them quite so exactly. He pulled up the stringer. The first trout he'd caught was dead now. The blood, no longer pumping through the fish's body, had begun to pool in its belly. The cream-colored underside was splotched with maroon. He laid the stringer on the rock, away from the water, and a few of the fish contorted electrically into C-shapes. He brushed the rock with the flat of his hand, sending pebbles and crusted lichen and bits of moss into the creek. From his backpack, he took his knife and a Ziploc still half filled with homemade trail mix. He opened the bag, ate a last handful, and dumped the rest into the water. Then he shoved the empty Ziploc into his shirt pocket. When he was a boy, his father taught him how to clean fish, and he saw his father's bony fingers in the rusted blade, and he heard his father's steel voice, "Stick it behind the gill, clear through, slice along the backbone, you do it." He slid the first fish off the stringer and laid it in front of him with the spine away and thumbed up the pectoral fin so it pointed to the sky. He set the blade against the fish behind the gill plate, and when the knife would not break through the skin, he pressed harder and sawed, but it still would not cut, and the fish's glinting scales came off in his hands. He sat up and ran the pad of his thumb across the blade. It was certainly sharp enough. He grabbed the fish again and jammed the knife into its body, and the red flow drained from the cut down the gentle slope of the rock and dribbled into the creek. Each fillet he put into the Ziploc, and he tossed the head and the guts and spines and tails into the bush. Blowflies buzzed all around in quick arcs. When he was finished, he ladled up water with his hands and washed the rock. He squeezed the air from the bulging Ziploc and sealed it, and finding the deepest spot in the eddy, lowered the meat into the water and pinned it to the creek with a rock. It wasn't as cold as a refrigerator down there, but it would do until he could land his last fish. Then he would fillet it too, and hike out with his Ziploc buried deeply in his backpack. At the gas station at the turnoff to the access road, he would buy a small styrofoam cooler and ice for the fish, and when he got home, he would cook them for dinner and serve them with green beans. His father would complain, his voice raw-throated, and after dinner the old man would beg his grandson to find him cigarettes and whiskey. The boy, brand new to 7th grade, would absorb the old man's words. How much could the expanding mind of an adolescent, his adolescent, take from an old man they both used to love? The boy would go to his room and shut the door, and the old man would fall asleep in his wheelchair in front of flashing infomercials. Then he would wheel the old man to the den where they'd set up the home hospital bed, and he'd lift him light as a fawn, a bird, a fish, a leaf, and undress him and wipe him and clean him and fix a diaper between his legs. He'd lay a hand on the old man's forehead where the skin was thin as a bat's wing and perpetually damp with cold sweat. Afterward, he would stumble back to the kitchen and fall asleep, totally spent. At 3 a.m, he would jolt awake with the feeling that something had snapped his bait, that his line was whizzing away, that he'd better start reeling right now if he hoped to land whatever it was that pumped away from him through the dark and moving water.
Well, I'll sing in the backseat on my way to anywhere. I was born with them indigo and a flower in my hair. And I have seen the moon shine on the other side of the world. I've danced out in the rain. I am a wild-hearted girl. All places, places I've been. Everywhere I'm going, all these places, places with him. But I'm never turning back, no. Well, he's chased me across oceans just so he can hold my hand, proving time and time again that he's my kind of man. He is strong when I am weak, you know he's a diamond girl's best friend. And if you think that we're done running, well, you better think again. Places, places we've been. Everywhere we're going, all these places, places with him. Oh, I am never turning back, no. At the end of every day, it's just another day consumed. If we don't use them wisely, then our spirit is abused. But if we're falling, then we're flying, 'cause this falling gives you wings. If you believe in love, it's magic, and it brings the pretty things to the places, places we've been. Oh, and everywhere that we're going, all these places, places with him. I am never turning back. From these places, places we've been. Oh, my places, I think my places with him. And I am never turning back.
Teni, thank you so much for playing tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me out, Brian. This is such a cool thing. I've never been a part of anything quite like this before.
Well, really glad you decided to join us. And that song was called Places,
It is
correct?
called Places, yes.
And I understand that's from an album that is going to be coming out? at some
Yeah,
point?
I've been working the last several months, I guess, really starting really in the studio with other musicians in April. But I have been working on this album since, I guess, last October, November, getting everything all organized.
Okay.
But it's this album in particular, I think, has been really influenced with the move back to Chattanooga. So I did grow up here, but I've been gone for several years, and a couple years ago moved back to the area, and that has been a big exploration of like moving back to home, right? And kind of trying to figure out as an adult, like, what is your place
Yeah.
in this city, in this kind of new season of your life.
All right, and we're going to head down yonder to the bow deck again, where Cynthia Young is going to read us another poem.
But my sister said, all poets are liars. Just because when we took a walk one day, me in a woolen sweater, her in a sleeveless cotton top, someone threw a boulder out of an open window from a high-rise. My sister said it was a pebble, but I saw it grow from pebble to rock, a piece like black coal, like the ones the coal man would bring in his truck once a month to feed our furnace, just when we thought we would freeze to death like orphans, our fingernails long as Cruella de Vil's, but icicles like those hanging from eaves. But wait, that rock grew from coal to stone and kept growing, like the big ones in the Ocoee River, boulders you could use to cross the river, like I saw the Cherokees do. Ghost-like echoes imprinted in air if I stared long enough. My sister said, stop! You were too young to remember the coal man, and you were never cold, because I remember heat. And when did you stand on the edge of any river? And how do you know exactly what tribe crossed where? How could you create a ghost story from a boulder and a coal story from a pebble? How could you say our parents didn't provide? And then she walked away. So she didn't see the boulder bury me, push me through concrete to molten lava until I was on the other side, where I rested in the graveyard of once upon a time imaginings, poetic images my sister said she couldn't close her eyes to see.
I remember it so clearly, though it was quite long ago. The dash glow shining on your face, the music turned down way too low, and raindrops beating on the windshield like secrets rolling down into the dark. And all the street lights, they had halos, they were gleaming in our eyes. It didn't matter what we said next, as long as we were side by side. And it was safe and soft and open, though the wind was beating at the door. But all those driveway conversations seem to be behind us now. Well, there's no time to sit and talk about our hopes and fears out loud. And we're stuck in boxes wondering what'll happen if we can't ever change the thunder. Art is long and time is fleeting. I can't hold either in my mind. And they both leave me standing here wondering what we've left behind. And I'm clinging on to clouds instead of learning how to be the sky. And all those driveway conversations seem to be behind us now. Well, there's no time to sit and daydream. We're busy counting down the hours. We're stuck in stories that we fear are drowning out the truth of who we are. And nothing's worse than feeling like you're someone you're not supposed to be. Sometimes deciding who you are is just deciding to be free. So I pretend it doesn't bother me to keep on carrying that lightning. And if those driveway conversations really are behind us now, I hope we find a way to talk again before we're missing out on making moments in the memory that'll last beyond the storm. Driveway conversations seem to be behind us now.
Wow, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. Glad to have you aboard, Teni. It's been really sweet. Well, we're coming to the end of this week's show, as we do at the end of the show. And we want to thank you all again for being here with us. Before we bid you adieu, we're going to hear from the whole family band, Jennifer, Jeff, and Kate, playing a brand new song, Up on the Poop Deck. And then we'll close it out with Teni on the bow with Heart in Tennessee.
wonderful way for the land to behave. The road to home rolls like a tiny toy boat on the waves. Down where the Tennessee River bends, I see the faces of all of my friends, and I wonder at how long I've been away. Won't you tell me I'm home? Tell me I'm home. Tell me I'm home. Tell me I'm home. By the porch light, it looks like you've seen a ghost. And I guess I deserve that, but I need your welcome the most. Let the katydids carry their deafening call. I can't stand the silence between us much more. Tell me I'm. Tell me I'm. Tell me I'm home. Tell me I'm home. Tell me you'll come to me, cover me, welcome me home. And if you must torture these bittersweet memories into my bones, just tell me I'm home. Tell me I'm home. Tell me I'm home. Tell me I'm home. Down where the Tennessee River bends. The horizon and the clouds are tinged with fire. Smile in my eyes again. Well, I've missed this for a while. Oh, the rain poured from the clouds. It had me thinking I might drown. But I'm looking up now, oh, because the sun, it always rises in the east over my heart in Tennessee. And birds are singing happily, oh, they're dying high and dipping low, echoing my heart's melody, because I know there's always hope. And the rain poured from the clouds. It had me thinking I might drown. But I'm looking up now, because the sun, it all always rises in the east over my heart in Tennessee. Yeah, the sun, it always rises in the east over my heart in Tennessee. Sunrise on the horizon and the clouds are tinged with fire.
Wow, thank you, Teni, again. Thanks so much, everybody on board, for all the songs and stories that you all have shared tonight. It's been such a sweet night out here on the riverboat. And yeah, just so appreciate you all being here. Gonna do some quick credits and then we'll have the ceremonial bell ringing. The River Signal is written and recorded live aboard the Channel Princess Riverboat by Galen Huckins, Brian Benson, and Reed Lustig. We want to give a hand, and let's give a hand once I said all the names, to tonight's performers: Cynthia Young, Jennifer Daniels, Jeff Neal and Kate Neal, Paul Luikart, Colibeja, and Teni Rane. Let's give everybody on board a big hand. Woo! Everybody on board and everybody in the dinghy as well. We want to give special thanks as well to Sybil Baker, who introduced us to like half the people on this boat, Kevin Diggett and Ashley Andre for helping us with laundry and showers. We will be back next Saturday, July 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern, broadcasting live from Huntsville, Alabama. It actually might be 8 p.m. Eastern. We're still working that out. We hadn't thought about the time change. Check our website. To watch that broadcast, watch a replay of this one and find more videos, stories, and rumors from the trip, go to riversignal.com. Thanks for listening, and now we will conclude, as always, with the ceremonial dinging of the bell.
Incredible.
All right. Wow, way to go, everybody.
We did it. Nice
It's a
work.
great show.
Very nice work. Excellent work.
Oh, thanks so much. That footage looks really beautiful. Yeah, really good.
Next time.
Yeah, you want to